Hello. I made another video about this specific thing, but I wanted to I wanted to make a separate video about it for some reason. So I've been collecting the one. I guess it's like 1/12 scale. They're like 6 inches. The 6 inch line of Kingdom Hearts figures. This is the very first time I've tried. This is the very first time I've tried collecting anything. Actually, I have a bunch of figures, which is like I just had like one of like, like I have Link and then I have Batman. But this, even though they're not technically from the same toy line, they are from the same series. I guess right here. I have. So Goofy came out like a few weeks ago apparently, but Big Bad Toy Store just started shipping them out to me, so I got them today. I was supposed to get it tomorrow, so it's super cool. I'm not gonna be doing any figure reviews. I just wanted to show it off. Um, yeah, and I mentioned very briefly in the video how like I waited so long for like an actual figure line where they're all on the same scale, because for a really long time we didn't even have any figures of Donald or Goofy that were like any good. So it's really neat that we finally have that, and the fact that Square Enix went ahead and okayed a bunch of like Kingdom Hearts figures to be made outside of the Play Arts line. Um, we have the Bring Art Sora, which is sporting my favorite Sora outfit. I like the plaid. I like the buttons. As cool as the straps are, it's not nearly as cool as like buttons and plaid. I like how more mature and kind of toned down it is. I mean, there's still like a couple straps there, but it's mostly pockets, which I enjoy. Um, but I mentioned how long I've wanted to have like these figures all right next to each other. Sorry, I'm gonna be looking away for a really long time because I'm just gonna be like kind of posing them, making sure that they look fine, because they are not gonna be moving anymore after this. Oof. I guess also now would be an appropriate time to start talking about some recent developments in the Kingdom Hearts community. Um, so I had no idea about this. I guess because it is supposed to be a secret. But a bunch of I would say YouTubers. I don't know, a bunch of YouTubers and a bunch of press finally got to play a demo of Kingdom Hearts 3. So they were all invited down to LA and to go play a little bit of the game. They got to play um, the, 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 the Rock Titan boss from Hercules. Um, and they got to play a huge part of the Toy Story world, which has now been revealed to be called Toy Box. Um, it looks really neat. What's also the interesting part is they were using English voices in the demo, so we can finally hear what they're all supposed to sound like. Um, I would assume some things aren't like final. I would assume some of the battle cries aren't final because they're reusing a bunch of like dialogue from like the previous games, mostly Dream Drop Distance. But one thing I was really worried about is, speaking of Dream Drop Distance, the voice acting itself, because for a little while, um, every time they show off Sora, he's always young Sora. Think of like the last time you play as like grown up Sora, which is in Kingdom Hearts 2. That's grown up Sora technically, where his voice is a little bit deeper. But ever since then, they've used like the young Sora for everything. Like even stuff where you don't really need it to be young. Like Dream Drop Distance didn't need to be young Sora, but for whatever reason they use young Sora. So like I would assume they've been telling like Haley Joel to like play his voice up to be a little bit higher than usual, and because of that, I would assume he got like used to that voice. And part of me was really scared that he would forget how to do the grown up voice. And when I was watching the gameplay that was released, because it didn't have any cutscenes in it, you just hear his battle cries. It seemed like really like high pitched comparatively. Um, but then you watch some of the cutscenes and the voice work, and I'm really glad to say that his voice is a little bit more calm and a little bit lower than, like you still hear like I would assume that's just like strain from like the fact that it has been a while since he voiced this character, or at the very least it's been years that he's been voicing this character. Of course, over time, the voice is going to change a little bit because, you know, just get a bit older. But so you hear so you hear like um he talks like kind of like he when he raises his voice, you hear that it gets a little bit lighter, but his normal speaking voice is like nor like what I would expect it to be, you know. So I'm really glad about that. Also, just from a non-story standpoint, just the gameplay and the graphics, and it really does look like Toy Story. It's just amazing, you know. Like I always saw Final Fantasy 15 slash Versus 13 as like the thing that just impeded Kingdom Hearts 3 progress, because as much as we would like to think, Kingdom Hearts has not been in development for like the past 10 years. What happened was Versus 13 started development back in 2005 or 2006, and using Nomura's team, so Nomura's main team rather. So he's been busy working on that, and then around uh 2013, Nomura's team finally got pulled off, which gave them the chance to announce that Kingdom Hearts 3 is now in development. So over the course of 5 years, just waiting for this game, and with the game engine switch, which made development time a little bit longer. It's just been a while that I've had this game in my mind. The fact that it took so long, the fact that we were able to have within the time that it took Kingdom Hearts to get announced, at the very least, we have like Unreal Engine 4, we have like the PS4 and stuff like that. I'm glad that the events happened, because now we get like a really cool looking Kingdom Hearts game, with Wreck-It Ralph as as a summon apparently. Um, I assume we're gonna get a release date on E3, just because there was some news from the premiere event about stuff being some more information being released out in early June. So maybe we'll get like a proper trailer, like a preview trailer preluding the E3 showcase, whatever that's gonna be. So I wish I had gotten tickets to E3, but whatever. But that's it. Those are just my thoughts. Game looks so fun. Um, Game looks really great. It's just graphically amazing. I'm kind of worried about how much they're gonna tie together. That's my main concern. So hopefully it won't be too much of a hassle to pull together. But I've consumed all the media in the Kingdom Hearts collections. So hopefully I've gotten enough knowledge over that over the course of that to understand what the plot will be. I'm kind of worried that they're gonna start talking about plot from the mobile game, which, if there's anything that I would like them to omit in the main series, it's stuff with the mobile game. I really don't care, because it's just, I don't know. I'm sure it'll play to like, I'm sure it'll make sense, but like I don't really care for it, honestly. you know. And I know Nomura said that Sora's adventure will continue after Kingdom Hearts 3, but I really wouldn't mind if after this they just gave Sora a break and gave the story to someone else. I wouldn't mind them retreading and doing and making a game based on a Riku afterwards, just cuz Riku is actually a pretty interesting character in the series. So that's just my thoughts on the series as a whole. Anyways, I'm really excited. I'm assuming it's gonna be like a November release. I know there was that leak that said November, and I know that's not real, but I would assume a November release would make sense. It's right after Red Dead, you know, or maybe they'll even jump the gun and go before Red Dead, which either way, I'm fine with. That's all for me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.